Got ourselves team 2 together with the Griff. I love the mount. I think I got this one too, the blue one. That looks good with your mug, actually. We got Holisaya, first one up versus Ratko as, oh my goodness, I'm switching the wrong guy, as an Assassination rogue. I also like his goggle thing got going on. I thought it was like monocle goggle thing, but no, it's like a little light bulb on the left-hand side. Ratko immediately with a trinket. That's always taking a lot of damage. Gonna be full death mark. Perfect opportunity for Holisaya. Potentially to immune it, but Ratko got himself evasion, cloak on top of it, full cooldowns available. That's himself exsanguinate technically. I think a passive exsanguinate, as long as it's high on energy, that's gonna be a lot of damage. Holisaya trying to see if he can save this off. Layer Enhance does nothing. Oh my god, the man just ended up bleeding. The guy dried the Layer Enhance stun. Maybe that'll be enough, but then the dots end up kind of collapsing and eating right through the heel so quickly. The Assassination burst, man. Well, look at that thing. Calvin, my man Kreiser, gonna be up next versus Ratko, the man. Popping her stealth. They're gonna have a succubus. You know that whenever Kreiser's on the arena, it's like Atheman and adaptation. It's Kreiser and that succubus every single time. Does walk you away from it. Does have a tricky technical, so Ratko could get himself back over there next to Calvin into a blind as a cancel connects with a big old portal. Just gonna be slapping the guy around. Ratko taking a lot of the damage with an incinerate right after. All those, I think it's just over, right? Just over. Oh my god, that portal just did so much work. One single bolt turned the arena into the favor of Calvin easily, and he didn't even have to touch the rogue. The rest of it was just a succubus and a portal and maybe an elimination or something. And one incinerate. One incinerate from all those dots. It was an incinerate Katarina trying to get an angle into Calvin. Does get the breath on both the succubus as well as the Warlock himself with an arcade surge, but the succubus stops in place, chooses to trinket it to add himself full touch of the magic. Calvin tried to see if he could reposition over to behind the wall, kind of next to his gateway, ready to take that thing as soon as possible, trying to avoid the damage of the arcade mage by landing siding the guy, looking for the ult of time, but Calvin does end up taking the full port to get himself over to the other side of the arena as the shifting powers out for Katarina. Next succubus CC could be in perfect setup for Calvin. Bonds are felt. If Katarina moves out of there, that could be bad. Portals are up, blinking. It looks like takes no damage from that, but the chaos bolts from the portals flying in anyway. The Mortal to set it up. Maybe some kind of a go. Just going for instant cast on Ice Block out of Calvin though. I mean, out of Katarina instead. What? It wasn't even a chaos bolt or nothing. Wait, what? I'm actually, and so succubus, Katarina just not having a good time with a single full cancel bolt. Doesn't really crack those defenses into an invis to try to dampen some of the damage by like 60% or so, 65 maybe, with an arcade surge to follow. But Katarina is just taking constant damage. It looks like Calvin isn't really even casting spells at you. He throws down an immolation, he throws down a couple of ports, there's a succubus, maybe a conflagration whenever he does get line of sight of you. But for the most part, he's playing so passively, and the damage that Destro Warlock is doing is just absolutely nuts. Gonna be Calvin trying to make sure he doesn't get interrupted. All the buffs that get his spell stolen by Katarina, but then the ports with a Mortal Coil together. It's going to be a fresh new dot as well. Bonds are fell, but he's going to have to potentially break it. Got himself a shield, breaks through it immediately. Look at the instant cast damage that goes through with a bit of a drain life. Katarina, no help whatsoever. It's just over, I think, right? It's just done. Calvin having to take him down little by little, whittle him down. Plush is up next to the shield. I don't like the fact that you have a shield, Plush, but I don't think it's your fault. I think Katarina at the end did use the AoE shield, which does give you, and look like it's gone. All right, it's a little bit more even. He's playing Assassination this time instead of Subtlety. Immediately hits him with that succubus. Trinket trying to see if he can interrupt. Calvin is going to be a port immediately. Locked down on fire, but not locked out on shadow in order to back the hell out of there. Plus, try to see if he can get himself a better angle. Bonds are felt, does connect even though you were self shadow steps, but still breaking the bond. That is going to be a succubus on you the entire time, blasting you out, putting a constant perma slow on you, and then eventually hitting him with a succubus CC, which if you're not careful for him, it is going to take a lot of damage. Incinerate off of this one with a Mortal Coil after. Does not himself the chaos bolt, but it's a stun instead. Calvin should go for some kind of a big go. No, the instant cast just doesn't work. Look at those instants. What is that, shadow burn or is that conflagration? I think it's just shadow burn, right? 2 shadow burns does more damage than a chaos bolt by the looks of it. But I think the cost of like resources is about the same, isn't it? It's a soul shard each, but it's just too global. It's picking up the eye, trying to see if he can get ahead of the rogue, sending the succubus in, and way the succubus goes. If you're careful, you should know exactly where the rogue is at. Not letting Plush get any kind of recovery. If the succubus got himself an angle, perfect angle. Plush cannot really go for an interrupt. Otherwise, he puts himself out in the open with a cancel bolt and an incinerate. I think it's just over. Not even a cheat death, Brocken. I don't think it's run cheat death, though. I think it's running normal feint. Calvin taking out the rogue very handily, not even letting the rogue touch him, not even a single death mark. I don't think a single garrote or a rupture was even on the guy the entire duel. the Warlock decided under control the entire time. Either Dream next, or looks like it's gonna be Belly as a Fury. Oh! I like that. That's a really good set. I like the sets that they added in this new like zone for Emerald Dream. I think it looks solid. Like this actually looks so good in my opinion. Shrink it out for Belly immediately as soon as Calvin trying to see if he gets some kind of setup on the guy. Immediate tricking for Calvin though, trying to see if he can back up out of there. He's gonna probably do the same thing he did to the Rogue. He's gonna just apply that same strategy into a Fury Warrior full blast. What is this? Oh my, what just happened? I'm sorry. What are you doing to these boys? I don't think Jester even got that much of a buff, did they? I think they buffed like your Chaos Bolt and like some of your Soul Shard spenders passively. And then giving you talent to buff like Destro Chaos Bolts even further. I don't even know what happened. I blinked. If you blinked, you missed what happened. I'm gonna have to look at that again. This man is instant casting everything too. He's not like it's a Chaos Bolt. He's just literally doing magic to these boys. Popping a Houdini. Throws like a little curtain over them. Rips it off and the warrior's gone. Disappears. Doesn't look right. Definitely doesn't. Definitely seems a little odd, doesn't it? Calvin with his shield. Got himself a Mortal Coil. Gonna be tricking out of Dream. Instantly interrupting Calvin on the fire. Trying to see if he could run him back behind the pillar while sending missiles right after the guy. Shadow Fury walls out for Calvin. That is a big defensive burn. Trying to make sure he can get some cast off. Casbolt, no interrupts. It's a decent bit of damage. But Dream does end up reversing a lot of it with a prismatic barrier. Calvin and Jareem are actually a little bit closer to each other, and Jareem got himself plenty of recovery. The Archmage, as long as he doesn't take too much damage from those portals, he'll be okay. Doesn't trap the fire. Portals are up. Got himself full touch of the magic. Big damage potentially. Arc and Surge, hoping to maybe find himself an angle. Might have to go for an Ice Block here. Is Calvin taking quite a lot of damage right now, though. Touch of the Magi, not completely, not threatening. It is doing a little bit of that extra damage, a little by little. Calvin is at the ready, got himself an angle at the very least. Succubus catches Jareem so quickly before he can even get himself any kind of a play. Fear to follow right after as the Bonds of Hell breaks. Incinerates might just do him in. No, got himself all the time. Shield holding on pretty strong. He has the damage though. Still got himself there all the time in order to get himself repositioned. Trying to see if he can blast out the Succubus a little bit. Got himself maybe a bit of damage. Mortal Coil right after. Does he have an interrupt? He needs one right now. But I think it's just over. I think it's just done. Hold on a second. No way, dude. Calvin, what'd you do to these boys? You know what? I'm 100% certain that the only specs in the game that's got a rework. Are you kidding me? The only specs in the game that even got a rework were Rogues and Demon Hunters. Apparently Calvin is proving me wrong. Wait, did they fix that? Oh, they fixed the camera thing. Now it works fine. Weird. I have no idea what happened. 600k full season 2 is extra 100k health damage match. My goodness. 830k HP for Calvin. He's been eating his Wheaties, huh?